Hey, welcome to another episode of Minnesota Implement Installs Insulation. Because equipment manufacturing company in December that specializes in snowplows, but we don't have any real big orders on the board, so we decided to do insulation because there's a halfway decent rebate out there right now. But anyways, this is my second video of the installation. So we removed most of the pigeon poop and the carcasses, and we have started blowing in. This is almost 9 hours with 3 people so far blowing in this insulation. Actually 5 people at one point in time. We're about halfway done. This is a 5,800 or 6,000 square foot building total, and we're putting in between 10 and 12 inches on top of what was already here, because those are 2x4 cross beams there, and especially when we get down to that end of the building, there's only 2 inches of insulation in there, so when we get down there we'll be putting in a little over 12 inches on top of that probably. So we're going for 14 inches of total coverage. If we can see with my ruler here, that one's actually closer to 15 inches on that, but we're floating between 14 and 15 inches over where the furnace room area is, because that's a hot spot in the room. I insulated that with 2 inches of extra just to make sure we don't lose a lot of that heat before we can get it dissipated through the room. So that's why you can kind of see that uphill crest going across there. So that's over 16 inches total across that first 20 foot by 20 foot where the furnace is. So the rebate requires R38. By the math, if we have 2 inches of existing cellulose, that counts as R5, and 10 inches of the white fluff here, the fiberglass, is R35. So we're ending up in the 45 range roughly, or 40 or 45 range roughly on this. So that should drop our gas bill substantially, I'm hoping. I have installed several 100,000 square feet of the cellulose blow-in insulation over the years. And the main problem you've got with that is you end up wearing half of it because it builds up a heck of a static charge. And it's really, really dusty. You can't be... This whole attic would be almost whiteout condition with not being able to see from one end to the other with the cellulose because it's so dusty. This white stuff, I've only used it a few times, mainly for like a 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 area where we repaired a room and had to replace the insulation. This is the first time I've done it en masse, and I'll tell you, I don't think I'm ever going to go back to cellulose. I obviously wear the protective gear and wear the mask and bunny suit or disposable clothing doing this, but you wouldn't even need to. You could do a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 20 area a foot deep with this without even having a respirator. It is very dust free. When they say zero dust, it's amazing. I do like this product it's about 30% more expensive by volume, but I like it. It lays out well. The only problem I'm having with it currently is one of our blowers has a chip in the impeller, so I get little solid clumps here and there. So I probably got a 10% that is out of one of my blowers, so 5% total, that isn't graded up or chopped up. That's probably my only real disclaimer on this, is every other job, including the 10 by 10 space and the houses that I've insulated by blowing this into walls, I've used a professional contractor grade blower. And I tried like heck to find one on a short notice, and right now all of them are out. So my only option, because I'm on a very tight timeline on this, was to rent the homeowner version of the blowers from Menards. And yeah, it's slow. I'm used to a blower that can blow the material about 15 feet, so I could stand where I am and shoot it back into the ducts back there, or back into the eaves back there. And this blower only blows it about 3 feet out, and it's a 2.5-inch hose. So I gave in and went and rented a second unit because we needed to pick up the pace. We had 4 hours into just doing a 20 by 20 area to the 12 inches deep that we did over there. So we went and rented a second blower, but we're like 7 or 9 hours into this right now with multiple people. But yeah, we're doing pallets of insulation. And if you're doing pallets, if you don't have the option of a commercial blower, just go ahead and rent two blowers at once would be my main thing. Because it is so slow to do it with a single blower for this amount of space. If I had more people, I'd go for 4 blowers, but all of the rental places are out of the commercial blowers, and a lot of the homeowner blowers are broken because people don't know how to use them and keep feeding wood and stuff through them. So finding 2 blowers that worked reliably was enough of a challenge as well, because it is December 10th here or whatever it is, and all the blowers are out. But there we go. There's our if it ain't gonna snow outside, I'm gonna make it snow inside. But like I say, we're taking it from R5 to R40 plus, so that is what's required for the rebate. That is what we're doing. We're Minnesota Implement, and we build skid steer attachments for a living, but being a small business, we also do all of our own maintenance. One other thing, if you're watching this video for ideas on what it takes to blow this stuff in, if you watch most of the videos, everybody's hanging onto the end of the hose. And one of the things that I do in order to make life easier here, especially to get back into those eaves, because I'm a little bit limited on mobility with my back situation, but I duct tape, in this case, I duct tape both nozzles onto an extendable aluminum pole. This pole is from a snow puller or snow pusher for a roof rake. And so with this extendable pole, I'm able to stand back here and get the hoses all the way back there where my eaves pitch down, or where my rafters come to a peak. So I don't need to crawl all the way back in there in order to get that material back in there. I don't have to push it back with a rake. With my extendable pole here, it's 12 feet long. I can stand way back where I can actually stand upright and put that material back in the eaves. So that's a good suggestion for you guys, if you especially if you're limited mobility or have a tight space attic. Duct tape your hoses to a pole or to a broom handle or something, or in this case, like I say, the handle from a roof rake, which is extendable and lockable and extremely lightweight. It's aluminum, and that'll save your back a lot. And like I say, if you've got pallets of insulation to do, at least rent 2 blowers. Don't waste your time, because when I did cellulose with the commercial blowers, I could blow in an entire brick of cellulose in under 3 minutes. And I know the fiberglass takes longer because it's got to chew it up a bit more. But right now, 1 brick is taking, on each machine, 1 brick takes about 8 minutes. So it is half as fast to blow this in as the industrial machines will do the cellulose. Now, obviously, I can't give you an answer of what the industrial machines will do with the fiberglass, because I haven't done that. But in the case of cellulose, even if you got a lot of it to do, just rent 2 machines. Save yourself the time. It's hard to find helpers nowadays, so spend the money on the rental, save yourself the time and aggravation of having a 10-day job of blowing in insulation. Anyways, I'm rambling, as I do often when I'm tired, because yeah, we're finally getting some snow in Minnesota, so order your plows. I'm Galen, we're Minnesota Implement, and we're installing insulation. Thanks for watching.